Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Quote of the day: population when unchecked increase in a geometrical ratio. Today the topic of my presentation is population momentum, population doubling time and demographic trap. Assalamu alaikum. Under kind supervision of Professor Dr. Saira Afzal. Learning outline of my presentation is introduction, population momentum, population doubling time, demographic trap, and how all these are calculated, recent updates, and at the end there is an MCQ session. At the end of this presentation, participants will be able to describe importance of population momentum, population doubling time, and demographic trap. First, we introduce the definition of demography. What is actually a demography is a Greek word. Demos meaning people and graphy mean drawing, writing, or measuring. Demography is a scientific study of human population primarily with respect to its size, structure, and changes within it. This is the current population pyramid of Pakistan, and in this picture you can see the current population of Pakistan is around 30 crore, and this is the population pyramid of Pakistan in which young age group people having more in number. This is the demographic cycle, and in demographic cycle there is a 5 stages. A high stationary phase in which birth rate and death rate both are high, and population growth is slow and fluctuating. And in early expanding stage, the birth rate is remains high, but the death rate is falling, and this is the early expanding stage, and population begins to rise steadily. And the third stage is a late expanding stage in which the birth rate also starts to fall and death rate are also increase, but population is death rate continues to fall, but population rising because of birth rate is exceed the death rate, and Pakistan is in the late expanding stage. And in the low stationary stage, birth rate and death rate both are declining, and population, the typical US, Sweden, Japan, Britain, and Denmark are in this phase, in the low stationary phase, and in the declining phase, birth rate is lower than the death rate, and there is the less replacement level, and population is in the declining phase. Pakistan, with respect to demographic cycle, Pakistan has been in the third stage of demographic transition, whereby birth rate have fallen as a result of contraceptive awareness, wages increases, and urbanization, but not made headway in further reducing fertility rate to stage 4, where birth rate are equal to death rate and, for example, the replacement level fertility rate. Now we discuss population momentum. Population momentum. It is defined as the tendency for population growth to continue beyond the time that replacement level fertility has been achieved because of relatively high concentration of people in childbearing age. If population of a country or region has been controlled abruptly by bringing down the birth rate to replacement level, the population will still continue to increase because of large proportion of women in reproductive age group. The lack of balance between birth and death rate is particularly pronounced in many developing countries experiencing population momentum. This occurs when a large portion of the population is of childbearing age. Even if the fertility rate of people in developing countries reaches replacement level, there will still be several decades where the absolute number of people being born will exceed the number of people dying. In Pakistan, even if strong family planning is achieved to obtain replacement level fertility, population will continue to grow because of population momentum and will be stabilized in another 40 to 50 years. This is the population graph of Pakistan, in which uh, we can not achieve the actual replacement projection. This is our standard projection, and this is replacement projection because of high effect of high fertility. Which things actually calculate the population size changes: birth rate, death rate, and the migration. And these are the two equations which can use for calculating the population changes. First one is the demographic equation, in which the formula represent population today, and this is the past population. This is birth rate, death rate, and in migration and out migration. And this equation is used for calculating the population projection in future, in which this is the current population, and we which we calculate. This is the current population. One is a constant, or denotes for growth rate, and T is the time frame. For example, calculate future population of a community A in 2025, whose current population in 2022 is 1000, with a growth rate of 0.2 annually. So we can use this equation. This shows the future population. Current population is given in the scenario. This is which is 1000. One is constant plus 0.2, and 3 is the time frame between 2022 and 2025. There is a 3-year projection. So 1 plus 0.2 equals to 1.2, and when 1.2 multiply by 3 times, then 1.728 comes, and it is multiplied by 1000, and the answer is 1728. Now, what is population doubling time? Doubling time is the amount of time it takes for a given quantity to double in size or value at a constant growth rate. If a population is growing at 1%, it will be double in 70 years. The formula which is used for population doubling time is 70 minus growth rate, divided by growth rate. What are the key properties of doubling time? The larger the rate of growth, the faster the doubling time. Most population cannot double forever. Resistance factors like natural resource constraint, diseases contribute to leveling off in population size over time. This is called carrying capacity of a given population. This is the growth rate of Pakistan from 1952 to 2022. In this picture, in this graph, you can see that in past 30 decades, the growth rate of Pakistan is increasing, almost touch the level of 3, but now this is still declining and reached to the level of almost 2. So the current growth rate of Pakistan is 2. Now we discuss the demographic trap, uh, a situation in which a developing countries continues to have a high birth rate coupled with declining death rate stuck in the late transition stage. This problem causes a population increase and threatens the country's economy and social development. Ultimately, the demand of the growing population exceed the carrying capacity of the country. Overpopulation arises. To describe the combination of high fertility and declining mortality in developing country, resulting in a period of high population growth rate, and high population growth rate is known as explosive population growth. What is demographic fatigue? It is a fatigue by coping with high fertility, stresses, and fallout of resources as a result of demographic trap, result of the struggle to deal with multiple stresses caused by high fertility. What is demographic window? Demographic window basically a working, if the working age population is more, then there is a window of opportunity for expanding the economy of the country. This is the China and India's working age population is expected to peak this year. Demographic dividend. Demographic dividend, also known as the demographic bonus, refers to the economic growth that results from a significant increase in the skilled working age population between 15 to 65 years of age. With a growing skilled youth population that fill the labor force and a smaller population that is dependent on it, a time limited window of opportunity is created for economic growth and family well-being. Fertility transition is taking place in Pakistan, albeit it is a slowly, and there is an opportunity to reap the benefits of a demographic dividend. The economic opportunity provided by the age structure which follow a sustained decline in fertility. This change in age structure leads to economic growth opportunities in three ways. First, by increasing the proportion of working age person, particularly youth, in the total population, it increased the ratio of economically active individuals to dependent, roughly between the age of 15 and 65. Secondly, reduced fertility enables women to enter the labor market. Third, a reduction in the young dependency ratio allows for increased investment in child health and education, enhancing in the long run overall productivity and improving the skill level of the labor force. Eventually, aggregate saving tend to increase as the large working age population save for retirement, leading to further economic growth through increased investment. The modest fertility decline in Pakistan over the last 30 years and the resultant change in age structure have resulted in continued rapid increase in young population and a small youth bulge. Currently, Pakistan has more young people than it has ever had, and the number is expected to continue increasing until 2050. Now it's time for the updates. This is the Pakistan population projection from 1951 to 2022. This graph showing the increase in the population of the Pakistan. This is an article in which displacement level, fertility, and future growth, future population growth is discussed. Replacement level fertility is the level of fertility at which a population exactly replaces itself from one generation to the next. In developed countries, replacement level fertility can be taken as requiring an average of 2.1 children per woman. In countries with high infant and child mortality, however, the average number of births may need to be much higher. Replacement level fertility is not associated with an unique set of age-specific birth rate. When a country reaches replacement level fertility, other conditions must be met for zero population growth to also be attained. Aging. The number and proportion of people aged 60 years and older in the population is increasing. In 2019, the number of people aged 60 years and older was 1 billion. This number will increase to 1.4 billion by 2030 and 2.1 billion by 2050. The historical significant change in the global population requires adaptation to the way societies are structured across all sectors, for example, health and social care, transportation, housing, and urban planning. Working to make the world more age-friendly is an essential and urgent part of our changing demographics. Now it's time for the MCQs. In a community of rural area, Union Council 104, the growth rate of that community is 3%. How long will it take for the population of the community to double in size if same growth rate continues? 13 years, 23 years, 33 years, 43 years, or 45 years? Annual growth rate
23
is
B.
3%. 70 divided by 3. So the answer is B, 23 years. Pakistan is in stage 3 of demographic cycle. Suppose good policies and programs for contraception have improved and replacement level fertility has been achieved. However, population will tend to grow before achieving stability. This phenomena is called demographic trap, population momentum, demographic window, demographic bonus, demographic fatigue.
B.
Right answer B, population momentum. Calculate future population of a rural community in 2024 whose current population in 2022 is 100 with growth rate of 1% annually. A is 100, 200, 300, 400, or 500. And guess?
A.
D, 400 is the right answer. 100 is the population which is given. 1 is a constant figure and growth rate is given. It is also a 1. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. And this 2 shows the 2 years. And 2 multiplied by 2, 4. 100 multiplied by 4. Answer is 400. Population which we calculate is for 2024 and 2022 2 years. In a developed country XYZ, the death rate of that country declined due to improved access to health services. However, the birth rate did not change. The country is likely to experience a demographic trap, population momentum, demographic window, demographic bonus, and demographic transition.
A.
E.
A.
A is the right answer, demographic trap. A researcher is interested to know about the population dynamics of different countries. The demographic trap is seen in which stage of demographic cycle in the countries? Early expanding, high stationary, low stationary, declining, or late expanding?
E.
A is the right answer, early expanding. The working age population is the backbone of the country as the economic growth of the country increases. If working age proportion is high, a region with high proportion of working population which increase the economic growth of the country is sad to have demographic trap, population momentum, demographic doubling time, demographic bonus, or demographic transition.
Delta.
D.
Delta, demographic bonus is the right answer. Population pyramid is a double-sided histogram of a population according to age group and gender. Which of the following is correct interpretation of the population of India as shown in the figure? Child female sex ratio is low at birth. Child female and male sex ratio is equal at birth. Child female sex ratio is high at birth. Gender ratio cannot be commented by population pyramid.
A.
A is the right answer. Child female sex ratio is low at birth. Pakistan is in stage 3 or late expanding stage of demographic cycle. What is the interpretation of this statement? Birth rate and death rate are high and stationary. Birth rate continue to be high, but death rate have declined from previous value. Birth rate have started declining, but still higher than death rate, which have declined further. Birth rate have declined more than the death rate of the population. Birth rate and death rates are equal.
C.
C is the right answer. Pakistan is in the late expanding stage, and late expanding stage shows the birth rate have started declining, but still higher than the death rate. Population doubling time is the time the population is expected to double if growth rate remains same. But in reality, most population cannot double forever due to carrying capacity of the population. The carrying capacity is determined by population growth rate, birth rate, death rate, limiting resources, or population momentum.
A.
D, limiting resources is the right answer. In a community A, the baseline population is 1,000. 80 live births occurred in the year, and there were 50 deaths in that community. 100 people in that community suffered from disease that caused morbidity. No migration took place during the time period. Calculate the population of community A. It is 930.
B.
1030, 1080, 1130, 1250.
B.
B.
B is the right answer. 1030. This is the solution. 1,000 is the population which is given. Birth and death rate 80, 50, 80, 50 minus 30. So plus add up these two terms 1030, and there is no immigration or out migration. So answer is 1030. This is the key of my MCQs. Please link and share on the YouTube channel and subscribe the link, and thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Naila. Very nice presentation. The important thing is that all the presentations must be uploaded on the YouTube channel. I have seen only Dr. Awais and Dr. Amber's presentation till date. So I would like to request